Okay. Even though I think, oh, 1 second. Even though I think the video is working now, I think my microphone is not. 1 second, let me activate my mic here. Yeah. Not the correct microphone. What is this streaming there, yo? Oh, come on, give me a break. Test, test, test. I don't know which one it's using now. Audio is solid. Microphone is fine for me. So is it this one now? I don't know. Test, test. Okay, so I actually think it is catching the sound of this one. It just doesn't recognize it in my software, but it's working, so cool. Okay. Oh, what is the start of today's stream? Okay, well, at least we fixed the internet, right? That was problem number one. Sound apparently is working, so that's good. We happy then. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's good that like look, making content, it's fun stuff. I really enjoy it, but happy that I have other sources of income as well, trading, business, other stuff, other business. Because oh boy, if I had to be a full-time content creator, I'd be shit at. Yeah. Anyway, it's working. So I restarted the whole system here, and I also restarted internet, reconnected the mic or the cable of my microphone. So we're good. Okay. In today's live stream, guys and girls, what we're gonna do is it's going to be short and quick, right? We're going to run through the analysis on Bitcoin because 2 days ago I posted a long video on Bitcoin on the weekly, the 4 hour and the 1 hour. And I will shortly run through those scenarios on Bitcoin. And after that, I thought it was a fun idea to analyze, or at least not analyze, but give feedback on your charts, or if you have seen an Elliott Wave count of whatever asset online or from another creator or whatever, then you are free to post it. Now you can then post it in Discord. I have not yet created the channel that we're going to use in Discord, right? It's going to be called the stream channel. I will move it after the stream again. But after the analysis on Bitcoin, I will launch this channel, and then you can post your analysis on whatever asset in here, or maybe a link to somewhere online and there's a photo of an analysis or whatever, and then I can check it out, can give feedback or share my thoughts about it, which also means that if you want a certain altcoin, right, if you want me to look at a certain altcoin, then make sure to post your Elliott Wave analysis in that channel. And then I can check out your analysis and maybe have a look at myself at the chart as well and share my thoughts about what's happening. And then we jump to the next one. And I'll try to do as many as I can in the time that we have. So it is almost 3 p.m. So I haven't yet created the channel, but that is gonna come after the Bitcoin analysis, okay? So we're gonna start with Bitcoin, okay. Also, everyone, welcome and thanks for your feedback on the buffering and the sound, Sam as well. Endemic, welcome, guys. Odin, Mario, good to have you here, man. Solid Fab, congratulations, Solid Fab, on your great month. All of the hard work is finally paying off. So Solid Fab, 4 years in the business, had 1 year break, and currently doing very well with his first 6-digit month. So big congratulations, everyone, to Solid Fab. You know, consistency, hard work, having a plan, you know, it all pays off. It all pays off. Ahmed, welcome. You're the only one I track to see if my counting overlaps or to see if I missed something. Best electrician in the business. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your kind words. Just sharing my 2 cents. So it's the start of the stream. You caught the start. Maybe a Band-Aid? Cheers. Cheers on the 5, man. Hopefully your trading is doing well. Mr. Mod, cheers, man. Appreciate it, Jason. Frank the Tank, how you doing? Crypto Gardenist, what's up? What's up? Dimitri, AM, Duisi, Kevin, yo, everyone popping in, hey? Kazoli, Umar, how you doing? Jackson, yeah, we'll have a look at XRP. I actually don't get involved with alts too often, but I actually, generally, I say, you know, I'm mainly focused on trading Bitcoin. That's enough for me, but you know, I had to join XRP as one of the alts that I checked. So yeah, I'm in there as well. Ace of Trades, how you doing? Lowry, good to hear. Thanks for your feedback as well. Yeah, Yusuf, we'll look at some charts. Okay, let's start. Kurtish, what's up? J-Lo, the market witch or wizard? That actually makes me think, is a witch the word of a female wizard? Or is it for both genders? Okay, interesting question. Anyway, let's start. I'm gonna put this in here. Oh, we're right in. Okay, I'm not gonna put it in there. 1 second. Make this a group. Okay. Let's start. This is gonna go quick. Okay, if you have any questions about the analysis, I will, of course, answer it. But I have made a video on Bitcoin. This is the Linktree, which is in the description. You can get to this website. I made a video a few days ago. Let's do that. All Trackmania related content. Anyone watching Trackmania? Deep Slip? Anyone? So yeah, this video here, where is it? 40 minutes. Why is it not in here? Okay, maybe it's not in the playlist, but it's on the channel. Interesting. I made a video of 40 minutes and that explains a lot. Oh, there it is. I found it. Let me put it in here. It's not in here. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. And like magic, there we go, 40 minutes long. So that explains everything in a lot of detail, which we're not going to do in today's live stream. Like, not going to cover the same amount of detail. So yo Mike, cheers, man. Cheers. Good to have you here, Mike. When are you coming to France? I'm waiting for our gym and boxing session. Okay, let's start. Gonna move this up. It's gonna go quick on Bitcoin, and as mentioned, after the analysis on Bitcoin, I will give feedback on your charts, or if you have other creators that have other Elliott Wave counts or whatnot on any asset, you can share it in the Discord group that I will open, or the Discord channel that I will open at the end of the analysis. Liquid Mafia, welcome. Good to see you here. Okay, so the most bullish count, everyone, is the extended wave 5. You've probably seen this online. Wouldn't be surprised. At least I personally don't look at anything else online, but this is something that I do recognize from the Discord group as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eventually looking for an extended 5. And the extended 5 would then be a 1, 2, 1, 2, preferably another 1, 2 here, and then continuation to the upside. It's the most bullish, as wave 5 here is the extended wave, right? So it should be the longest, strongest, most impulsive wave. Has to be said that it is most common for wave 3 to extend, right? It's a lot less common for a wave 5 to extend compared to a wave 3. That's just Elliott Wave probabilities. But on a weekly or higher time frame, the probabilities for extended wave 5s do increase compared to the norm, as market participation is generally a lot higher once you are above a wave 3, just because everyone talks about it and the news and this and that and this and that, market participation goes up. So at least it's something we are aware of. Now, in this particular case, you don't want to change market structure, don't want price to move below 98. That is basically the invalidation for this scenario, right? The recent low over here. And you want price to move up. Easy. Now, a little bit less bullish, but still bullish is what I have over here. Double 1, 2 in the beginning, 3, 4, 5, 4, looking for a final 5, which means that instead of starting here with a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 up, you now start here. So it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Eventually you end with a bit of a grind like we had here, and then the bear market starts, because at some moment the bear market will start, and it will come. It's always the same, where price is moving up, and then at some point everyone, of course, loves the very, very, very high targets. As price is moving up, the targets of people are going to increase and become higher, higher, higher. But at some moment you will fall, right? I remember in a previous bull market as well that people here were talking about 200K, 500K, and we dumped at 69K, right? Now, of course, this is a new bull market, right? So targets of 200K, sure, right? An extended 5 will very likely get you close at least to a 200K. Are we going to reach it? Don't know. We move from 15K to 118. We'll see. We'll take it step by step. And as new information is coming in, we will be a lot more accurate with our targets. Right? So we take it step by step. And what I like to say, range by range. Now, the bearish scenario is not yet out of the question, so you always need one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, quite simply ended at the high, so a 5-wave swing. And then this high here is going to be your B of a flat, A, B, C. Now, preferably in this case, we're actually not yet finished with wave B. This is your most common target for a B, 119.7, 126.6, but preferably locally, we get another high, preferably at least one more before a drop. So locally on a 4-hour time frame, we can count a final 5 and then a 5, 3, 5 zigzag, 3-wave structure in wave B. And then we want to see a drop, move below 98 would not be good for the bulls, right? Moving below 98K is a problem. And then we would expect lower prices to come. At the moment, there's no reason yet to think this is the highest probability scenario, but we are aware. Talking about aware, currently at resistance on a high time frame. So we are at the KRZ pockets, explained in the video in detail, but this is something that I found myself a couple of years ago. And I use it, especially when price is in price discovery. Very nice support and resistance, right? And yeah, we currently are at one pocket, as you can see. So that is our rejection. Here's another one, another pull, which also is part of the aware area. Right? So that explains the box that I have on my chart, which is an expected area of resistance. Then we get to the 4-hour time frame. So as mentioned, I do go quick now because a lot of detail was explained in the video 2 days ago. Local impulse to the upside as follows here. So I prefer to count this as a double 1-2 compared to counting this as a single 1-2 for several reasons. One is time, 2 is price. This high was made touching the 1.618 that you take over here, the 1.618 Fibonacci taken from here to here. Right? That's the correct pull. And it touched the 1.618. Do not take it from here to here. I have seen this, right? But that's incorrect because your wave 1 ends here, not there. And you can confirm this by using a channel, right? So you take a channel from the start of 1, end of 2, end of 1, right? And you can see that here the baseline is broken. Now, this might be a lot of information if you don't know about channeling, but feel free after this live stream to go to the educational content playlist, scroll down, how to channel. It's a great video on channeling, very useful. So the base channel here is broken, meaning probabilities are incredibly low. This is the end of your impulse. Makes a lot more sense. That's the end of your impulse. And therefore, if you would want to count this as a single structure, you start here. This is structure 1, structure 2, structure 3. But then your second structure touched the 1.618, which is incredibly uncommon for any corrective structure, wave Bs, wave Xs, right? You don't want to see that touch. So it lowers the probabilities, meaning we're looking for what I have here on my chart at the moment. So 1, 2, 1, 2, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for 4, another 5, another 4, another 5. After 5, get a bit of a retracement. Now, in a bullish scenario, this wave 5 would then be another 1, get another 2, and up you go. And eventually, you need the big wave 3. right? If price would explode to the upside, right, it goes up and volume is going to significantly increase, then we're going to relabel this as a double, triple, I mean, multi 1-2, right? And in other words, this has to be another 1-2. I just don't prefer it. I would prefer a couple of 4-5s here based on the local structure, highest volume here. This is the steepest, right? The steepest move to the upside. So I personally prefer to see a bit of a grind to end here and then get a retracement again. Maybe a shallow one, but a retracement or a range nonetheless. It's similar to what we had here. Price was moving up, right? We were looking for price to start a range. It's a shallow range, right? Shallow. It's still from 111 to 98. But it only, it barely touched, I don't think it even touched the 382. So it is shallow from Elliott Wave point of view. Now, preferably, price is not going to move to 114, right? That is here on my chart, the 618 taken from the end of 2 to the end of 3. Okay, this wave 4 is unlikely to be finished already. Preferably this wave 4 continues a little bit longer in time compared to wave 2, right? So a bigger sideways structure would be no problem. Okay. And then we look for price to still move up. I will talk about the 1 hour in more detail in a second. There's a few Elliott Wave scenarios that I have on the 4 hour, but the directional bias is most important. And just to summarize everything I'm going to say in the upcoming few minutes, the directional bias is all-time high, right? The probabilities are higher to take out all-time high, at least before taking out 107K and change the structure moving down, right? So the directional bias is up. Okay, that being said, even in a bearish scenario, I preferably look for an AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would still be taking out the high as explained on the weekly flat, right? In the weekly flat, I preferably look for a better 5 waver, finish the B of the flat, and then look for downside, right? So even in a bearish scenario, I preferably look for price to move up. These are alternatives. If you do count this as a single structure, I would still prefer to count it with another move to the upside. Your alternative bullish scenario here is a multi 1-2, but in all of these cases, you don't want to take out 107, right? That's your invalidation for pretty much any bullish scenario at the moment, right? So even though there's different scenarios, that's how Elliott Wave works. When I'm not doing a live stream or making a video, generally in videos, I do condense content, but in the background, I check multiple scenarios and you just don't want to lose 107. But probabilities are higher to take out all-time high, before you would take out 107 at the moment. So here also, you would look for price to move up. Multi 1-2, as just explained, 1-2-1-2, invalidation, right, is the previous range down here. So you don't want to move to 107. And this is your most bearish scenario. And I just put it on the chart mainly for educational reasons, I suppose, in a bit. But you have A, B, C. I already mentioned why I do not like to count this as a single structure, right? But then locally, if that is the end of C, then this has to be an impulse to the downside. This has to be a 5-wave structure to the downside, which means that on a 1 hour time frame, you need an extended wave 5, right? So you have let's just say it's not pretty. I don't really like it. You have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extended wave 5s, more so on lower time frames, are definitely not common structures, right? So that is not great. You can also see the volume accelerated at the end of the move. That's typical for an extended 5, if you would count an extended 5, but also for a wave C, also for a wave Y, right? So I personally do prefer looking for, if corrected, I don't really enjoy a 5 wave down here, which is what you need if you want to count at the end of C. Just doesn't have the highest probabilities. Then we get to the 1 hour time frame. I actually summarized this where is it? I removed from my chart. Okay, quite simply, this move to the upside, right? So the question is, would this move to the downside, right? Is it finished? Would this be the end of, for example, your wave 4 on a 4 hour time frame? And do you move up, right? And that is it. Now, the probabilities are not great for that. And that is all mainly because of time. I would prefer a longer sideways structure because here we go again just shortly. But now we're going to focus on the vertical lines. On a 4-hour time frame, if you look for a wave 4, preferably it finishes after this vertical line. This low was made before the vertical line. It's not about a new low. It's about a range finishing, a correction finishing after this vertical line, which here is not the case. In this scenario here, same thing, right? I'm just going to click quickly through it so you can see it. In this scenario where you would count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you preferably finishes a 4 after this line, which is 18th of July, 9 p.m. Central European Time. Same here, right? This low again made before the 382. If you would count a double 1, 2, 1, 2. Preferably, we have a longer sideways structure. And you can see that, yeah, it's different scenarios, but it's all the same conclusion. And that's what is so nice. You get a time bias and a directional bias using Elliott waves. And this vertical line is, I mean, this was because of it's not really relevant anymore. So then we go to the 1 hour time frame. 15-minute time frame, and we'll have a look at this move here to the upside. So I gotta say this. So I saw someone linked me a video this morning of a creator providing an update with this counted as an impulse, and I was like, am I gonna comment on this, or am I then gonna start problems? So I was like, I don't think that's everyone respects another Elliott Wave analyst. It's a very difficult theory to master, but I do recognize there's many mistakes on the channel, which was a reason for me to start my channel. So here we have a 5-wave structure on my chart. Is this valid or is this not valid, guys? Is this a valid structure or not? I mean, it's very, the way I of course say it is so the issue here of counting this an impulse is the overlap. So I believe if I remember correctly, someone counted this as a 1, a 2, 3. I don't know if 4 was down here. I think so, and then 5. So I didn't listen. I just saw it, and the moment I saw it, I didn't watch the video, but it was linked in my Discord. So, I mean, this honestly, this is even worse than what I put on my chart. Yeah, this is not an impulse. If you want to count it as something, it has to be a diagonal, right? It has to be a diagonal, can't be an impulse. But the issue for a diagonal here is your wave 1 and 4 are not overlapping, which is not a requirement, but by far most common, right? So you definitely look for overlap in a 1 and a 4, yeah? And your wave 3 is over 6 times longer than your wave 1. So the ratio between the waves is really off as well. So to me, not great, right? Everyone has their own analysis, I suppose, but I would prefer, if you would try and count a 5-wave structure, I'd look for something like this, right? Where also, by the way, because this was counted as a diagonal in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look at your wave 3. Your wave 3 now becomes a 3-wave structure. So you can't count anything else than a diagonal. It can't be an impulse anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, invalid. You cannot count this as an impulse because if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 4 overlap, invalidated. And wave 3 always needs to be an impulse, unless in a diagonal, it can be a zigzag structure. Right? Alternatively, this would be counted as a WXY. But then again, you're going to be looking for diagonals, not an impulse. So here we do have an impulse, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's your second wave 1. Here's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, but then wave 4 and wave 1 overlap. Now, there is a gray area where Kennedy works for Elliott Wave International. I think he still does classes sometimes. He's less active than he used to be back in the day, but Kennedy, Elliott Wave Analyst, mainly famous for his channels, actually, is someone that speaks a bit about a gray area where if the price action of wave 4 overlaps with wave 1, but wave 4 doesn't finish overlapping with wave 1, there is a chance of it to be allowed, but it's still incredibly rare. Now, in the group, together with Blaster, we were having a look at the structure, like, would it be possible to move this wave 4 to higher lows over here, right, to one of these? But then if you zoom in, what you're then going to get is a flat, of course. So instead of this being the end of 4, you're going to have a wave A, B, you look for C. C needs to be 5 waves, but this is 3, not 5. So therefore, we cannot count that as the end of wave 4. And then ending it anywhere else becomes a struggle, basically, right? So therefore, overlap, not allowed. And even if you would finish a wave 4 somewhere else, very low probabilities still. So in other words, the probabilities are higher that this structure to the upside is corrective, not impulsive. Meaning motive wave, right? So not an impulse, not a diagonal, for the reasons explained. Now, you don't even really need to know what corrective structure it then is, right? I mean, you can label it a W, X, and a Y, right? Maybe you get an ABC in here. Doesn't really matter, because what's most important is that on a zoomed out time frame, we initially were looking for price to form a preferably larger range because of time. And now, because of the probabilities of this being lower, of being a motive wave structure, the probabilities increase that whatever is forming here, it's not yet finished. And we will at least continue the range for a longer period of time, maybe take out that low another time, right? As long as we don't go below 107, we good, no? And that is personally also what I am looking for locally. So without necessarily counting in detail, I'm looking for either an ABC or a WXY. And I actually don't really care much about which one comes, because the price action is relatively similar in a way at the moment, right? You basically look for the range to continue, right? Sideways range, and then at a later stage, look for price to move to the upside as per the 4-hour probabilities, and then take out the high. Right? And you don't want price to take out 107K. And the line you see on my chart here is a line that is taken from the second start of wave 1, second, basically, if you count this as 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? Wave 4 should not touch this trend line. The trend line is taken from this low to that low, right? It's like a base channel trend line. So that's why I have it on the chart. But it is very normal for price to move towards it, right? So no problem. So I don't really need to go into detail to still have a very good feeling of what's happening locally, what the expected price action is with regards to time, with regards to the local directional bias. The directional bias on the weekly is still some more upside. On the 4-hour time frame, also still looking for more upside, as long as you at least don't take 107, but probabilities are higher to still look for price to take out the all-time high and not take out 107, right? So we do have some leeway to the downside, just in case. I would preferably look for 4 5s on the 4-hour time frame at the moment. And in this local range, the probability is higher. We're not yet finished, and we will continue this range for a little bit longer. You can also see that I have a 2-hour order block here on my chart, which is an area of resistance. So this was a 4-hour order block. This is a 2-hour order block. And with regards to other levels, I have locally this. Well, I mean, only daily naked point of controls. So one at 117, right? 122, and then 115. Yeah. And that is basically it on Bitcoin. So yeah, locally looking for a longer sideways range. And if I look for new positions, because the probabilities are higher that whatever is forming here, it's not yet finished, I'm not yet interested in participating. So I prefer to just wait patiently here locally, right, for new positions. Wait patiently, let the range do its thing. And then once we have some more information, the weekend is coming as well, right? Tomorrow's Friday, then the weekend is there. Generally, the weekend is a ranging structure. So yeah, maybe next week there's the potential for a long, according to my plan, my strategy. But at the moment, I'm not yet interested in participating. If it flies, it flies, but the probabilities are higher that whatever is forming here, it's not yet finished. As probabilities are low, this is a motive wave structure. Therefore, probabilities are higher. You're at least looking for WX and a Y, WX and a Y, right? A, B, and a C, and then move up. And so, yeah, there's time. There's time. There's no haste. So just chilling. I'm in other positions anyway. So, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's it on Bitcoin. Now, as mentioned, if you have, I'm going to launch this channel now. If you want a certain altcoin to be checked, or maybe whatever, put your analysis, put your screenshot in this channel in Discord. Right, Discord link can be found in the description. Go to the link to Discord. We don't actually often do this. This might even be one of the first times. But I have a channel here. I'm going to launch this channel. You can then put your own analysis in Discord, and I will check it out and share my thoughts and maybe go to the alt or whatever the asset is myself and have a look. But if you have a chart of another creator or a video that I have to provide feedback on, it can be very good. I can give feedback, actual feedback, right? Depends. We'll see. But you can put it all in this channel. So I'm going to create it, and it should be public. So probably everyone should be able to see the stream channel. It's below the general group here, right? Below the 100. Let me put it here below general stream. And then I'm going to have this on my other monitor. And then I'll just shortly, Liquid Mafia. I'll shortly just wait for anything to come in while checking the chat here. So where were we? I have Kali Family Man. I've heard the commodity of high probability for extended wave 5. That is correct. Do you consider Bitcoin as a commodity? I have seen some analysts that do. Well, I mean, some compare it with stocks. That is most commonly done, I suppose. Like the data of stocks is compared with Bitcoin. Yeah, some may compare it with a commodity. I find it difficult to really put it in a bracket, as I am not myself really involved with any stocks or commodities, and I don't really know those industries well. So I can't really compare Bitcoin nicely with those other industries, as I don't have enough knowledge about them, so to speak. But in general, right, when you are on a high time frame, weekly or higher time frame, extended wave 5s increase in probabilities just because of market participation. But you are correct. This is something that's written in the book as well. Mike, I will contact you on Discord for sure. Yeah, I'm going to get beaten up. Going to get strong. Prepare myself for European Championship. Wee. Gonna be sparring with the new European champion. Hey, Mike. Frank the Tank. So Bitcoin is on wave 5 on the weekly, and alts like ICP are on wave 3. I would need to check the chart again. ICP has a tricky structure from the recent low at the moment. It looks quite corrective in a way. So as mentioned in the video about ICP, there might be a 4-5 still. But oh yeah, we can have a look. What's up, Relax Bro? And Alexandra, welcome. Can you show me how to use FIP time? I only understand the target, but I can't pull it from where. I don't actually made a FIP time video, but if you want to compare what's happening here versus the move to the downside, right? You take the FIP time, trend-based FIP time tool. You can find it on the left, right over here. And then you take it from the start of the move down to the end of the move down, and then I double click here, right? And then I'm now comparing what's happening here against the move to the downside, right? Now, if I want to if I would like to compare what is happening here with what happened here, right? This is not related to Elliott waves. It's purely an example on how to use it. Then my first click is at the high. Second click is at the low. So now I selected this move to the downside in time. And my third click is going to be on this high. Now I am comparing this or anything that's happening here with the move to the downside. All right? So that is how you can use FIB time to compare waves in time. They're out there. What's up, your patron? You are correct, though. Edgaras, what's up? I'm explaining the previous all-time range. High for wave 2. For the wave, yeah. Exactly. Like that would be nice. So you get your wave 1 on a high time frame. You create another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Create a wave 1. Test the previous all-time high as possible, and then you continue to the upside. Right? It's definitely potential, especially in the wave 5s. That would be nice. 88K would be a problem. Let me if you go to 88K, you're not gonna make high targets anymore. You're only maybe gonna look for 4 5s on a weekly, or the bull market is finished. Yeah. What about altcoin season? I think the alts are actually doing pretty well at the moment. I mean, I haven't really checked today, but it looks very green. Altcoin season, yeah. I mean, I don't really use terminology a lot, like with like altcoin season. I just analyze the individual chart of an alt, and I'll be able to see if we would move to the upside or the downside, right? On a weekly time frame, daily time frame, and then one can trade accordingly. And some charts will move more than others. Some look shit, others look good. But yeah, alt season, there is definitely still a lot of potential for some alts, right? Moving up, taking out all-time highs. So I guess that can be part of the alt season. Right. It's not, I don't think it is just buy any random coin and your portfolio go up, but maybe be a bit more selective. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential there. 100%. Alts look good. To see an Elliott to channel openings. What do you mean, Jinx, with channel openings? We are in a large model 1 distribution, so it would be interesting. I actually don't know what it means. Wyckoff distribution and then with 4 5s. Yeah, exactly. 4 5s, that's still an option where you're going to be ranging sideways and grinding your way up very slowly, not reach high targets, 130, 150, and then you dump, and that's the end basically. Yeah. Okay. Let me look at Discord, because there's some stuff in Discord here. So we have M. de Groot. I'm going to open the links here. So this is a photo from M. de Groot. Can I zoom in here? Yo. Okay, we're going to do this in Discord, actually. Makes a lot more sense, because in Discord I can zoom in. So, okay, this is OM. Ah, I know what chart you're checking. Okay, so counting a multi 1-2 here, and then looking for an impulse to the upside. Either a single diagonal, it seems, in a wave 1 followed by a wave 2, right? So that's the pink count, a single 1-2. Or you have the multi 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, looking for continuation to the upside, okay? So move to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, what time frame are we? 4 hours. So we can definitely count a 5-wave move up here at a 1. Clear 3-wave structure to the downside. Is this a 5? Is this a 3? This definitely looks like a 3-wave move down here as well. So zigzag. So we cannot count this as a single ABC due to the 3-wave nature here, nor a WXY. So that increases the probabilities that you indeed have another 5-wave-ish structure going on here. This is incredibly messy. It's quite, I mean, if this is a 5-wave for another wave 1, I mean, if you look for a diagonal, this has to be another 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3. I mean, you do have 3 tops: top 1, top 2, top 3. So, but you would then need to get a diagonal in here. And the question is, can you get a valid diagonal in here? We're gonna have a look. OM, yeah, I remember this one. So we're hovering around the weekly, it seems. Let me remove this and this. Okay, for our time frame. So the main question is, can you count this as a diagonal? Now, my chart does not look as nice as yours. That's quite clear. But I think I might struggle to count. Wait, what chart are you using? I do want to be quick with the feedback. This is Bybit. OM USDT spot. OM USDT. There we go. Better. Can we count, in that case, probably an expanding diagonal? Yeah, has to be expanding, which means your wave 4 has to be bigger than your wave 2, which it is. Your wave 5 has to be bigger than your wave 3, which it is not. So therefore, we cannot count this as an expanding diagonal. Right? So therefore, we cannot count this as another wave 1. Right? Which then also becomes a bit of a problem for the bigger diagonal. If you want to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we can't actually count it as a 5. It also becomes a problem for the multi-1, 2, because we can't count this as another 2, right? Unless this is 1, a 2, 1, and all of this is still wave 2. Right? So you're looking at a W, X, and maybe A, B, C, D, E triangle. That's your Y, and then you go up, right? And take out the high. Then this would be your 1, 2, right? Another wave 1, and this is your another wave 2. You don't want to break market structure, of course, go below 0.20. That would be a problem. Right? So that's a very clear invalidation. In a bearish scenario, you can still look for a W as well. W, all of this could still be an X and then get a wave Y. Double zigzag is an option, right? Bigger range is an option. But because also price here took the high, the probabilities on OM are higher to either continue the range / take out the high, but follow up closely. Double 1, 2, yeah, is an option. Wouldn't look at the diagonal here. Double 1, 2, an option. But you got to be keeping an eye on the chart. This would not be something where I just put in a position and I just let it go, right? I would probably put an alarm at this high, and I would put an alarm at this low. Right? Yo, Dutchie, how you doing, man? Patrick back. How you doing, yo? Patrick, everyone. Yeah, I mean, Dutchie already shared his YouTube channel. So Dutch channel, sold everything they had, put it in Bitcoin, living the life now. How you doing, man? I'll watch the beginning again. Cheers, Patrick. Yeah, thanks for popping in. Amazing person, together with his wife and 2 kids. They are, I think, in Spain at the moment. Okay, then we have Mupi, AVAX. Okay. So I would recommend, if you want to take a photo, by the way, you can use the tool in Tradingview here at the right top. You click on the camera, click on copy image, and you just put the image in Discord. Okay, so because now I don't know. Oh yeah, it's okay. AVAX. I don't know what time frame it is. I would need to check it out. But we have A, B, C. So we're looking for a flat here. The flat has a truncation. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, I would probably move your 5 to the left, and this is then another 4, because I think this move up is too high to label a 1, 2, 3. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this 4 is too high, touching the 618. I'd probably go for your, so red, yeah, so your red 5 goes to the higher low, yellow 3 higher low, 4 higher high, 5 goes to the low. End of C or W, I don't know exactly, of course, what's going on. The C goes then there. Then this move up here, this looks like a bit of a 5-wave structure. I'm not sure if 3 is the shortest. 1, 2. Could still be an ABC in here, by the way. A, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but I mean, that could still result in an X. X, yeah, that's possible. You have a flat in a W. Okay, so now I know what you're looking for. You have a flat ABC in a W. You have your wave X, which can internally be a WXY. And then you're looking for wave Y. But wave Y internally cannot be a WXY. By the way, officially your orange Y would move above the red Y, because the orange Y is a lower degree. But you can't have a WXY inside wave Y or inside a wave W. Now, because wave X retraced wave W, pretty sure by a 0.7, a sharp double zigzag WXY lowers in probabilities, of course, but W is a flat, so X can be X can be anything, Y can be a zigzag. So if you want to have a low here, the question is Y a zigzag? So, okay, we're going to have a look at the chart. Interesting. AVAX. What time frame? Okay, so that's the thing, of course. Don't really know what the time frame is. WX. Okay, now I know. Okay, so this is the part you're analyzing. I actually do have some analysis on AVAX, it seems. Boo. Okay, so the screenshot was this. And then your count here was W, X, and Y. Don't get it. Oh. Dutchy is he trolling. What's up? Dutchy, good to see you here again. Mark Dutch. Okay, so the WXY, that was his account of Moopy. WXY. Alternative wave 2, by the way, right bottom here would be another low. Okay. So here you then count a flat. If you would like to count this as a flat, then I would preferably 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then put C here. So that would be C. Then this would be your ABC according to your screenshot, right? ABC. Let me check how long C is. Okay, it ended before the 2 fib time. That's what you like. You like wave C of a flat to end before the 2 fib time. The red wave 4 touched the 618. That's not great. So yeah, and we have to be on log chart. Okay, so that's not very nice. That's not very nice. So it lowers the probabilities of an impulse because wave 4 then touches 618. So one has to be aware of this being another corrective structure. Oh. Well, we can't count a flat. Too low for a flat. in a WXY, if W would not be a flat but a zigzag, wave Y has to be a triangle or a flat. Well, a flat is very unlikely looking at what's happening. Triangle, possible. In that case, you would not take out the low. But it's definitely not a nice thing that it touched the 618. Almost touched the 886. Got very, very close, which does increase the probabilities. This is corrective, not impulsive, because it retraced so high. Right, we got a very quick move to the upside here on AVAX, of course. Can still be a wave C, but yeah. I'm not sure if I enjoy counting this as wave C of a flat ABC because of the wave 4 touching the 618. One, two, three, four, five. A, B. This one also touched the 618. Yeah. So even if you want to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, and then this is wave C, you still have to cope with this range. So this might be one of those alts where just for the sake of getting a count, you might want to agree with a 618. Otherwise, it becomes a little tricky. Yeah. So if you just joined, we're currently doing viewer charts and giving feedback and sharing my thoughts. So yeah, we do have a 618. If this is not a 5, then we can't count a flat ABC because B is not high enough. So we have to think about WXY, but then W is a zigzag. X can be any corrective structure. And then wave Y has to be either a triangle, continuation of the range, not take out the low, or a flat ABC, which would basically mean you still take out that high. But the flat is very unlikely at the moment. We're still down here. So it doesn't make sense. If you do allow an impulse here, you could also label it A, B, and then a wave C. And after a simple structure, right, A, B, and then wave C, you eventually look for price to move back up, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Maybe another 4 and 5. But like you said, this is your alt, right? That's your alternative. So yeah, it makes most sense. We have a move down, we have a move up, and we have a move down, which at the moment is a 3-wave structure. The move up almost touched the 886, got incredibly close, right? Which does increase probabilities for it to be corrective. We just missed out on touching it by 56.19. A couple of cents. Yeah. And this is a logarithmic because we moved down 70%. So we want to use log. And if we use this as a flat, right, W, you still have X. And then wave Y, yeah, it can be a zigzag, but we have overlap here. So preferably we count a multi 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. We can't actually really count a zigzag in here. So then I would probably go ABC. ABC as a corrective structure. And then after the move to the downside, you preferably at least see a retracement to the 382, which we have touched, right? So yeah, I mean, price moves up, very, very sideways range, right? It channels as well. Right? Stays inside the channel, currently one would think corrective, no? But I might consider an ABC over the WXY. So that would be probably the feedback here. Jinx, how are you doing? Okay, interesting. But I've long suspected we are in a big model 1 distribution. So that's Wyckoff, I suppose. Just pulled up the 64K fractal for reference. Just interested to see your count for the 64K model 1 to see what we are seeing in this current range. Okay, very interesting. 4-hour time frame. We are at the 64K high. Yeah, we would count this as either 4/5s or an ending diagonal, assuming we are here, a distribution. Okay, so we have the move up, accumulation, distribution, accumulation, UTAD. So accumulation here is at the high. This was all-time high, right? And then distribution, people selling, probably, scared. People selling, people buying, UTAD, and then go down. Okay. Previous model 1, I will go to the Bitcoin chart here in a second, was over 88 days. Okay, so you count days as well. And it's the sheer amount of time we have been in this range that has me biased. We are in distribution as it is over 250 days now. 2025. Okay, I see. Okay. So this range was a long time. And this one might follow the same path. Yeah, I mean, this is also from an Elliott Wave point of view is basically what I mentioned in the analysis is the moment you break below 107, it's not good. Because you're going to consider ending diagonals, which I showed in a video. Was that the 40 minutes video that I spoke about a diagonal here? I'm not sure. Maybe I did. So yeah, you're going to consider diagonals or 4/5s, but you're not going to get a high price top anymore for the bull market. You're going to consider lower bull market tops and a drop to come. Wow, kom is Dutch. So yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting way of analyzing Wyckoff here. And then in this case, assuming we are here, right, distribution. So yeah, if you would move down below 107, I mean, preferably locally, we still move up once to get a 5-wave structure from an Elliott Wave point of view. But after you move up, right, if you do come back down, and you take out 107 and eventually change the structure, taking out this low at about 98, and that would be a problem for the bull market, right? And that would definitely make people a lot less bullish. To see your count for the... Yeah, so my count here at this moment in time was either an ending diagonal or 4/5s. So that was the count because of the overlap you have here. Right, so if I shortly go to the chart, go to Bitcoin. Daily chart should be okay, no? So you can see here, right? Typical impulsive structure is you start with price overlapping, right? Overlapping grind. You could even include this one here. You get the acceleration phase, but then trends end once you start overlapping again. All right, so here we still have a little gap, but this is where the overlap started to happen. So you might even consider that where we are now, because we just missed out on overlap here, I think, between this low and this high, you might also consider that what's happening here might be this first little peak. But I mean, just due to the fact that here we didn't have overlap, and currently we don't have overlap here as well in the current bull market. But yeah, you can see that price moves up, but then it's grinding, it's slow. This is something I explained in a video as well, which is Elliott Wave's Beginner's Guide playlist, the first video. Simplest way to use and trade Elliott Waves, you don't even need to count. This is where I explain the absolute basics. Elliott Waves, very, very basic. And the moment you see this grinding price action, volume is moving to the downside after a big push, you're always going to be looking for a retracement. At the moment in time, this was either a ending diagonal or it's 4 5s, right? 4 5 4 5, and then you're finished. Get another 4, final 5. That was for me the end of the bull market was 69k. So then you have your 1 2 3 4 5 basically. Interesting way of analyzing. I'm definitely not a Wyckoff specialist, but you made it very easy to understand. Love the new channel. I probably remove it at the end of the stream, but also what's the time? I gotta keep an eye. I have a meeting. Wait 1 second, let me check. It's at 5, right? Yeah, it is. We are Emra or Ethereum, the weekly. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. Don't we have price action? Wait, the chart is older, isn't it? Okay, so here we go. Time to go to ETH. No? ETH. There we go, ETH. Yeah. We have more price action. So you counted this as another 1 2, but your chart only started at the end of 2017. There, so you do miss the first move to the upside. Now, mind you, we of course do have overlap here between this and what's going on here. So we can't count this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Especially for not a zigzag family structure, but most likely a WXY. So therefore, a diagonal is out of the question. So a double 1 2 is an option, yes. Which of course would be very bullish, by the way, on a high time frame. Alternatively, if you do think about diagonals, it has to be up, sideways, get a 3-wave, up, sideways, another 3-wave. You get a bigger one. But at the moment, diagonal is not great. Anyway, wave 1, W zigzag, WXY in X, and then a flat in wave Y. I love it. That's very nice. By the way, I have to say as well, I really like the fact your chart is so clean. That's one of the first things when I started Elliott Waves, my chart was a mess. I didn't organize everything and it looked shit. But as you get better, probably for most people, you're going to start and clean up your charts. And then you have specific folders for specific scenarios. I like a clean look. It just makes it so easy to read as well. So yeah, very nice. 1 2 3 4 5 1, and then we have our 2. So yeah, it's definitely a possibility that you have a 1 2 here, and then you're going to move up in a 3. I see the target here being 9.1k. That's the 1.618. Is that on log? Let me have a look locally and clean up the levels that I have here. Range. We're currently at the value area high. I guess that's the reason why I have it on my chart. 1 2. Wait, wave 3 then starts. The pull starts down here. So there. From the low to the high to officially, of course, the end. But yeah. That, of course, doesn't make any sense. 1 million. Turn log off. That makes more sense. So I would agree with that. But if that is a wave 3, the problem of wave 3 ending here is wave 4 is going to be relatively shallow. We're not allowed to touch this top, right? If we want to count this as a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be an extended wave 1 impulse. That's because wave 3 is shorter than 1. At least on a logarithmic scale, not a linear scale. Differences. But I would agree with the fact you're looking for a WXY. That's most important. The directional bias looks to be correct. Your W, your X, your Y. Right? Very, very nice. After a WXY, your minimum target will always be the 0.9, where is it? At 4.5K. For a potential flat, that's your bearish scenario, A, B, C, right? And your bullish scenario is you continue impulsive towards the upside, where locally, so I have my stuff going on here as well. Which count was it? That's daily, weekly. Yeah, so here's the one that I have, which is the same structure, WXY. Yeah, you're looking for price to then move up impulsively. And I remember, so I made a video on ETH. When was it? I made 2 videos. First is the low in soon, which was a couple of months ago. And it will very, very nicely respected our target area here. So that is beautiful because there were 2 areas of interest, that one or the lower one. So that is fantastic. Those are the 2 green boxes that you see here. And the first one got respected. And then we made another one with, is the low in here? And are we looking for impulsive price action up? So 1-2s. Now in that video, I explained that we're either looking for a finished impulse here, correction, continuation in another, maybe another one, or this is still part, this might be a 5, right? For then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, final 5, get a bigger retracement. It's both bullish, by the way, because after a 5 wave up, you would expect a bigger retracement up, right? If this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, bigger retracement, at least back to this range. In a more bullish environment, this is a finished 1, 2. Maybe you're gonna fly, right? And just continue up in your wave 3 for Ethereum, which would be most bullish, right? If you just go up, 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 and you don't really get retracements anymore. Volume at the moment looks to be increasing. Let me also, where is it? I want the MA on my chart. Average volume. Average volume is increasing as price is moving up. Turn it off again. So good, but then yeah, your other scenario is going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, rejection, continuation. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, rejection, continuation. 1, 2, 1, 2. At least a double 1, 2 in here. Possibly a triple with this one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe another 1, 2, right? And then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, small ones. And then eventually you move up and you get a bunch of 4, 5s. But you can definitely see the peak volume on a 4-hour time frame is in this leg to the upside. Right? So it looks at the moment, of course, like ETH has not really started moving into 4, 5s. So what you're looking for is if you're in a position, the way to manage a position from an Elliott Wave point of view is you are waiting for ranges that are this size. So you're waiting for price to show ranges of this caliber, basically. And the moment price starts to show these type of ranges, you kind of get the idea, okay, now we're looking for 4, 5s, which means I slowly have to think about where am I going to exit, right? Of course, changing market structure would not be bullish. So that's another way to exit, right? But if you want to hold on to potential runners and, of course, take profits at areas of resistance and support, but currently price is doing this. So there's not really a reason to get out of any positions. But eventually, I don't know where I have my areas of resistance. We're currently above the monthly naked point of control, which is positive. This one has been passed. This one, I'll keep it on my chart a little longer. Next up would be 3.7K on my chart. But as long as price is just moving up, and the ranges are small, right? Yeah, you would look for continuation. And preferably, most commonly, a wave 4 is longer than a wave 2 in time. So preferably you see a range the size of this somewhere higher, right? You get a larger range, and then you're like, okay, that might be your 4. Look for your 5, wave 5. Okay, it might be time to start thinking about getting out or taking some profit or that sort of stuff, right? So yeah, indeed, no financial advice. Long ETH, stop at 2,600, TP 12,000 next year end. Yeah, I mean, you have a plan, hopefully solid risk as well, right? Well risk managed, and yeah, if you have a plan, trade the plan. No, I mean that's in the end the way to go. So my way of trading is the moment a range is higher probability corrective, right? I look for entries at my areas of interest, boxes, support levels, that sort of stuff. So, but Elliott waves is a main component. FIP time. So I shortly explained this. Hopefully, I think you asked the question earlier, so I explained it. If not, let me know in YouTube. Bitcoin dominance coming down fast. Could you talk about it? Could I talk about it? Okay, so Bitcoin dominance. It's always an interesting story. Oh wait, let me just keep it on monthly, because of course the dominance chart is not really an Elliott wave chart, right? I mean, you can't go above 100, you can't go below 0. It will just go sideways. So in general, what you're going to be looking for is a 5 wave up and a 3 wave down, and then a 5 wave up, 3 wave down, 5 up, 3 down for the rest of time, at least as long as crypto is a thing, of course. Now we have this move to the upside, and I don't have any count. No, I have a. Oh wait, I have a range. Let me have a quick look here. What's this? Okay. Still a little bit to go to get to the range high, 71%. Of course, here we had a little move down, final leg up, move down, wick, poof. Interesting history. Doesn't repeat, but it can rhyme. Now, I don't really have a count on my chart, as you can see. But if we just observe the structure since the low, then we start with at least couple of 1-2s here. If we would count this from an Elliott wave point of view, of course. Likely end with at least some diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. I never really. This is also the reason why I don't have a count on the dominance. It just does not. It's not as. Yeah, I prefer price over percentage when counting. So yeah, a bunch of 1-2s, but this is a gap here. So you preferably create a gap in your wave 3. Because afterwards, you can see that, is this overlapping? Yeah, overlap, right? Overlap. Ooh. Overlap, yeah, I mean, with this range, no overlap here, but also overlap. So in other words, from an Elliott wave point of view, these are your 1-2s. This is where all the overlap happens, which means you're going to be looking for 4 5s. Now, if I would count 4 5s, I might consider ending an impulse here and then 1 2 1 2 1 2 3, right? 4 5 4, some type of diagonal whatever here in a 5. This could be another 4, final 5, right? So, I mean something like this, or 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, get a 4, and then wait, how many? 1 2 3, go up. 1 multi 1 2 multi 1 2 problems. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, just a bunch of 4, 5s, whatever the way you count it. Maybe this is going to be your 5, 4, 4, 5, 4, and then 5, 4, 5. You know what? You know? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice 3, Koen. 3, 4, 5, which is a bigger 3. Oh, wait. 5, which is a bigger 3. Then WX AV. Somewhere here, of course, there's another 4. Maybe get another 5. Another 4. Final wave 5 question. That would be the way I could drag out the 4 5s by making this a diagonal. So because of all the overlap, you're looking at 4 5s mainly. Alternatively, this was the end here. This one, that's the end of a first structure, right? 2, 3, 6 is touched. Could that be the end of a second structure? Would of course be very, very short. But yeah, as you can see, like you're ending stuff there with the 4 5s. Let me pull this on the chart quick. We did not touch the 1.618, so there's still a possibility for a larger structure, ABC, for example, right? In like a 4 and move up in a 5, or a wave 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Channel high, end around channel high. So this range becomes this range. You move up. I mean, bullshit. Yeah, you get the idea. You get the idea. I mean, in this case here, this was a wave 4. So somehow this has to be a whole 4, but you're running out of 4 5s because you only have so many wave 2s. So yeah. But you get the idea, right? You get the idea. It's like you're looking at 4 5s. The moment you look at 4 5s, you're starting to look at ending structures. Now, it is interesting to then, of course, keep an eye on where the resistance is at. I don't know how valuable volume is on such charts, but we are at the point of control, right? So the point of control of this range here, the upper range, which can be an area of resistance on your chart, I suppose. Of course, there's support and resistance areas. I have 2 here on my chart as well. But yeah, that is those are my thoughts there, really. Cheers, Crypto Gardener. So yeah, I mean, of course, that could be good for all season, no, for sure. Wow, we actually have quite a lot going on here. I got to be quick. Don't have enough time. Amir Coco, Solana. Multi-1-2 quite clearly, and a 1-2. So here, yeah. So because you label ABC to the upside, right? You can't label it a wave 3 unless you think about diagonals, which then would be an expanding diagonal. I mean, likely 3 is much bigger than 1, but you can see that wave 1 is very short compared to the size of 3. So diagonal ratio between the waves feels off, right? But if it is an impulse, we can't actually count it ABC. Wave 3 can never be a 3-wave structure. Always needs to be a 5-wave structure. Your wave 4 here is labeled in the blue zone. I don't know the fibs here. But this wave 4 would overlap with wave 1, which would make me think you might think about a diagonal here, because you do like overlap between 1 and 4 in a diagonal, not in an impulse, but you do want it in a diagonal. And because of the ratio of 1 and 3 being so much bigger than 1, expanding diagonal is low probability. Oh wait, the fibs are here. They're just in the text. I found them. Also, wave 3 and wave 5 in an expanding diagonal are preferably not surpassing the 1.5 Fibonacci taken from the end of 1 to the end of 2. right? It's something I think I talk about in my video in the Elliott Wave Beginner's Guide, and then the expanding diagonal, this one here. Okay. So this one for me, the count here would be low probability because of the start. With the multi 1-2 though, this was Solana, I believe. What was this? Yeah, Solana. 1-2, 1-2. I mean, this is a bunch of 1-2s, of course. I want to have a look at this myself. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. A 5-wave up, I would agree, followed by a 3-wave down. Another 5-wave up. Okay, bearish scenario would be WXY, most likely here. Always need a bearish scenario. So, but bullish, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. These might be 1-2s here as well. Okay, lots of 1-2s. Let me have a look here. So I think this scenario, like if you compare the two options, then this one would make more sense than the other one. But you always also, of course, need a bearish scenario. So we go to Solana. Oh, lots of lines. Let me just get rid of this. Wait, what time frame was it? Yeah, I gotta check here. Oh, 2 hour. Okay, 2 hour time frame. Okay, so we just look at this structure specifically. It must be. I think. Wait. Okay. Okay, there we go. So okay, never mind. I made the chart a little bit larger. It makes it a bit easier to see what's going on. Toggling on the volume, we do have a peak coming in here. This, of course, is the highest, but it's a solo candle. Here you can see that there's multiple candles that increase in volume. So the average volume in the recent move up is higher. That is something we would like to see. If we open the volume MA, you can see that the MA here is higher than it was here. And that's because the average volume over the couple of candles in time is higher than what we had in this one peak. So even though this is one peak, the volume here is actually higher. Probably you'll see the difference as well when you go to higher time frames. This peak stays, but now at least we're getting close here. Oh, the red peak took out this one. I mean, that's something. Okay, what are we looking at? So we did not take that low. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. Correction. So on your chart, of course, we label this as 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And maybe another 1, 2. Okay, that's the count that you have. Amir Coco on your chart. Now, multi 1-2s, definitely a possibility. As long as the market structure holds, you can trade it as such, of course, right? You just don't want the price to move below this because, let me have a FIP pool. Price touched the 1.618, right here, which means probabilities are low. This is still part of a corrective structure, this one of a bigger corrective structure. So therefore, one would trade it as if this is finished, this range. You don't want price to lose this low. If you do, that's a problem, right? That's the invalidation. My microphone is still active. Press 1 in chat if the microphone works. It should still work, no? Okay. Yo, Daywald, by the way. I see your name popping in. Oh, what's up? How are you doing? Okay. Thanks, everyone. So, yeah, with regards to the multi-1-2s, look, as long as you don't change markets, thanks for your feedback, by the way. As long as you don't change structure, you can trade it as multi-1-2s. Now, what we like to see in the multi-1-2s is we like to see this, what's happening right now. Of course, you want price to accelerate, right? So the ranges become shorter and the moves up become bigger, right? You don't want price to now go sideways for a very, very long time. It doesn't make sense. If we're thinking about 1-2s, preferably the ranges slowly become a little bit shorter and the extensions up start to be high. You're eventually looking for a big wave 3, no? So invalidation for any trade is taking out this low with a multi-1-2 scenario. This should not be taken. Now we do have a 5 wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, final 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, 1, 2. I mean, there must be this is the 2-hour time frame. This is corrective. There must be a zigzag hidden in here. Some ABC, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would label this a potential 2 because you can see a couple of candles here in close proximity, and then here is your gap candle. And then you start overlapping candles again. So that's where your 4 5s basically start. However, and this is why I said maybe in this range there's a bunch of 1-2s as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has to be a consideration. This might be another 1. 20 push-ups. This is quite clearly a 3. So you have a potential 5 up and a very clear 3 down. Now, is this another 1? I mean, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I can't really get one in here. So we could label this as W, zigzag, zigzag in an X, and then Y flat. Up, yep. Yes, it did touch the 0.9. So we can get a flat in here, right? That's your Y. So then you have WXY. That would be nice. Very nice. So then you have a 5 up followed by a WXY. So in other words, wave 1, wave 1, wave 1. And then we have a 2, 2, 2. Now, because price is overlapping with this high, we of course do... Wait a minute. It's not overlapping with this one. Wait. I misclicked that one. So, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so we have two things now, right, for the bulls. You're either, of course, incredibly... Well, yeah, let me just draw it quicker. So either you're looking at a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, preferably here another 1, another 2, and then another 1, another 2. Right? Very bullish, don't change structure, price moves up. Okay. You want the ranges to decrease in size and price should accelerate with volume increasing. Alternatively, let's have a look here. Wave 3 is not the shortest. This is the 1.618. Yeah, alternatively, this might be your first lower degree 3 and 4. There is no overlap. And now you're at 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Now, mind you that your wave 5s can easily extend, right? Become higher inside the 3. Because your highest, I think, and now this is the moment where I probably need to start use actual labels. Let me just circle this. This is the highest degree, right? The dots, this is a dot. This is a dot. Those are your medium degree. And the single ones, this one and this one is your lowest degree, okay? So this is another alternative count for you where, of course, preferably you're, well, now you don't want to move to 160, that you're in validation. but you want price to move up, that's going to be 5, which is going to be a higher degree 4 with the dot. What am I talking about? A higher degree 3 with a dot, lol. Then you get a larger range in a 4, whatever that is, with a dot. You get another move up, and now eventually you're going to end with your wave 5 dot. Well, it's actually more difficult to label everything drawing than actually just using colors. Then you finish 3 circle, you get 4 circle, and then 5 circle, okay? Yo, it's art. Picasso. So this is something you have to keep in mind as well. Just because there's no overlap here and this wave 3 compared to this wave 1, they are of the same degree. Wave 3 did touch the 1.618 extension. So we have to be aware of the fact this might be a 4, another 2. If this is another 2, very bullish. If this is a 4, still bullish, just less bullish. Because you're going to miss out on one more 4-5 later. So that is that. Very nice. On Solana. So that's your bullish count. You don't want price to take out this low here at 157. That would be a problem. Or at least then this would not be counted as a multi-1-2. So Atlas, beautiful chart colors. This is Bitcoin 50-minute time frame. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a C. Look for a W. Yeah, so I spoke about wave A here. A for me is low probability 5 wave. I shared this in the analysis, but I'll shortly repeat it. So then you get a B and a C. Yeah, this is a bit of an issue here for me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, I can't get an ending diagonal in there. We miss another 4 because over here we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. But this is an ending diagonal, and we come on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't work because 4 overlaps with 1. And if we would count this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, then there's overlap between this high and that low, invalidating an impulse. So an impulse up here in A is tricky, which lowers the probabilities of that then being A and look for an ABC zigzag in an X in that particular case. The other scenario here, ABC and your W, get your X, flatten Y, or of course a triangle, but as correctly displayed, a triangle will initially have lower probabilities, a flat will initially have higher probabilities. You have a support resistance at around 117. It's nice to see that you put the dotted line, including areas of support, right? So you actually put the polyline on areas of support. Flat in a wave Y, white just takes out that low. We do have some support at 115 as well. So this one looks better. This would be a higher probability scenario compared to the other one that you have. The alternative here is that this is somehow a 5 in a wave A. You get a wave B and still get a C to the downside at some point. Before all-time high. Yeah, first copy. Yeah, if you're indeed looking for 4 and a 5, then absolutely, yeah, you just want to keep market structure intact, 100%. Nice one, Atlas, right? So the WXY with the flat in Y looks better than the other one. Alternative for your WXY is counting an ABC here, where this somehow is still an A, which of course is a little tricky. I would prefer a WXY as well, to be honest. SUI. This is the 2-hour time frame on SUI, chart by Oku. Microphone working. Oku, you're here? Cool. So we have the MACD on the chart as well. Holy, what are these lines doing out of... Yeah, I don't really use the MACD myself. But anyway, the highs are still becoming higher, so there's no divergence on the MACD. Okay, 2-hour time frame. We have a Yeah, so I counted this as a corrective move to the downside when we did SUI. The move to the upside, we have 1, 2, 1, 2. I would assume, Oku, that you label this as a lower degree 1, 2 again. Because, yeah, and then this is probably your lower degree 4. So I would assume, count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the end of your 3, right? Makes sense. Look for another 4, another 5, another 4, another 5. And I would... I would have to look here, but this looks very much as a 3 wave down, not a 5. If this is a 5 down, we would need to think of a flat, which means the yellow 1, 2 goes one range to the right, which means you're still looking for higher prices and at least one more for 5 minimum. So yes, according to an impulse, you're at least looking for one more 4, 5. Minimum, with the potential of a double 4, 5, depending on the range. After yellow 5 finishes, what do we get? I have to check this one here. So this is SUI. SUI. Oh, there we are. Okay, so wait, is this touched? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, so I do have a little bit of analysis here. Yeah, I'm looking for price to take out the high, basically. Okay, let's remove this. Zoom in a little. Okay, and my main attention would have to go to this here. So we're going to have a look here. It looks very much like a 3-wave structure, let's be honest. Very, very much. Yeah, I mean. I'm just checking. WXY, flat X, A, flat B, C. Right? Zigzag in Y. Which would be possible if you want to try and count this as a 5-waver, then this range needs to be one single structure because you don't have it like, you know, the problem of counting or trying to count a double 4, 5. We don't have overlap. I mean, this is this. Now we get into the realm of 3-minute and 5-minute counting as well. So can we? So anyway, let's use time first. So if we use time, then we have of course a flat in a W. One of these lows. Let's just take this one here and then put it on the high. Oh, what am I doing? I want to compare this WXY with any of the structures down here. So I'll put this on 1-to-1. Preferably, of course, wave 4 is longer, which clearly, if we would count this as a wave 1, 2, 3, a 4, and a 5 ending at the low, this range is always shorter than this one. Now, in an impulse, it is most common for a wave 4 to be longer in time, or at least equal in time, compared to wave 2. But in this case, quite clearly, this ranging structure, even if you want to count this as one wave 4 here, before the low was formed right there, this is always quite a bit shorter. It's quite a bit shorter. Even if you find a way to count all of this as a single wave 4. So counting a 3-wave structure here is down here is absolutely legit. And maybe I do have a wave 4 in here that is at least passing the 0.382 FIB time. I mean, at least the 382 is inside the range. But A, B, C, D. I mean, that would be a triangle, by the way. A, B, C, D, E. Triangle. Running triangle, right? Yep. So a running triangle would be A4. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay. I mean, the triangle is shorter in time than the 2, but there is at least a way. So that means that as per the screenshot, we are at least looking for one more 4, 5, right? Minimum. Because we either are looking for your 1, 2, 1, right? 2, that's how you counted it, and then 1, 2. Maybe there's another 1, 2 here, right? So you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe here another 1, 2. You get your 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. You just get a bunch of 4, 5s, but quite simply, 4, 5s, you want price to slowly flatten, make a couple of highs, lots of overlap, slow grinding structure, and then eventually reverse, right? But hey, worst case scenario, you have your 1, 2 running flat. In that case, 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe still a triple if you count all of this as a single 1, 2, right? I would prefer people to count 1, 1, 2 or 2, 1, 2s less, just to be safe and get out at like a nice 4, 5 and don't bother about the final 1 or 2 4, 5s. Maybe you can add again once there is a wave 4, right? You're going to look for 5. Once the range that is forming has a higher probability of being corrective, you're going to be looking for price to move up in a 5. I prefer people to count a 1, 2 or 2, 1, 2s less and get out at an earlier 4, 5 and re-enter in a 4 once it's proven corrective, instead of trying to hold on for too many 4, 5s and then they get wrecked because you get the big retracement. So people think it's another 4, but the 4, 5s are already finished and price just comes back down for a bigger retracement. And then all the profits are gone. So yeah, at least a double 1, 2 is a minimum, right? And in that case, you then have a double 4, 5, but preferably 4, 5s overlap. Well, quite clearly, there's no overlap between what's happening here in the middle and here. So if this is a wave 4, which I can definitely label as then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's fine. But once you move into 4, 5s, yeah, I know. Let me do this snooze. Once you move into the higher degree 4, 5s, preferably you get the same as what you have here, overlap. And then you move up, and then you get again overlap. Price moves up a bit, and you get a similar style. Impulse finished, retracement. So this is what I'm by the way, I'm in SUI myself. So this is something that I keep an eye on. But as long as price is not taking out this high, I have no interest in selling, to be honest, because higher probability this is corrective. So I am just looking for price to at least take out that high. That's the minimum target. The minimum target is taking out this high at least before taking out the low. So, this high is a minimum target, and then we'll see what happens once price is at the high. You can see I have an alarm here at the high. Once the alarm goes off, well, I'll have a look at the chart, and if I see 4, 5s are stacking, right, and we get something like this, I will probably exit my position and just wait for a range to form and maybe re-enter in the range. Maybe price is just doing, and then I'm going to hold on. So if price just keeps accelerating, volume increasing, I might just hold on. So yeah, biggest trade of the year. Congrats, man. Yeah, SUI has been a banger. Very nice, Oku. So yeah, an alarm went off because I have an appointment at 5. Luckily, it's not too long of a walk, but I don't have too much time anymore. ETH USD. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this is indeed one of the two counts. However, correctly identified, wave 4 is below the channel. So therefore, I actually didn't check the channel, to be honest, but therefore, preferably, you look at a finished impulse up. retracement, continuation, right? Wait, is this a lock channel, by the way, or is this a... that's a good question. Is it a lock or a linear channel? UC Alts, CDMs, how are you doing? It has been a little while. People, you may notice in Discord as well, things get sometimes a bit more silent during the summer holiday season as people are out and about as they should, going on holidays, spend time with family, enjoy hopefully the profits or reset after some losses and wait for the new stuff. But yeah, Ethereum 4-hour time frame daily. So currently I'm on a, yeah, okay. And probably also here. Yeah, so the base channel low, it has been touched. Same, of course, here. So yeah, one preferably would count this as a finished structure, right? Correction of the structure, continuation. Alternative is, yeah, you know, it's a wave 5. We almost, I mean, we pretty much touched the 1.618. So, I mean, preferably this is just a new structure, not a wave B of a flat or something. But then you would look for maybe the double 1, 2, right? You have the 1, the 2, get another 1, get another 2, and then continue, or it just goes up. Lower probabilities for counting a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5, just due to the channel. But that is still a scenario that one can keep in the folders. It's just the base channel is broken, which is not what you want to see. So that is nice. Yeah, it's nice. So yeah, your alternative is just look for a double 1, 2, or wave 3 is already on its way. Nice one, Zoyan. Sorry, not Zoyan. Els. Or Elsa, maybe. Elsa with the 4. Near a USDT. A falling wedge. The falling wedge is broken. Now, a falling wedge is not a Elliott Wave pattern, right? It's just a regular pattern. Cheers, Dutchie. 1, 2, 1, 2 on ETH would be nice. Yeah, it would give you one final chance, basically, to get in. So, a falling wedge, right? A regular pattern, not Elliott Waves related. Let me have a look. There's a potential diagonal. From an Elliott Wave point of view, this is a 3 up, maybe another 3, and this has to be a 3 internally. Maybe you can get a diagonal in here. Would need to check, because then you can count a wave A, wave B, 1, 2, 3. What's the low? That's the low. 1, 2. I need a multi 1, 2 here though. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flatten 4, 5. Moving up. 2 new all-time highs. Okay, so this is again simplistic Elliott waves, right? So price moved to the downside here, right? In this second leg down, you can see it gapped here. Very likely that's your highest amount of volume, I would assume, here. You can see that now price is starting to curve, right? It's bottom. This is the acceleration phase, and now you get the overlap. Price is starting to move sideways a little bit longer as well, right? So you're starting to look for price to curve and at least get a retracement. And in a bearish scenario, you don't take all-time high, you move down again. Of course, in a bullish scenario, you do. What's the time frame? The time frame is the weekly. So let's have a look. I think I have near in here. Hello? Is my scroll working? There we go. Weekly. Just going to do a few things. Price touched the 886, increasing probabilities to still take out these highs. So positive, right? Positive. With the curving, I meant that, okay, we do have a peak volume in here. With the curving, I meant like you can see this is like steep, and now price is starting to move horizontal, right? The range here is getting larger, right? Short range, short range, short range, larger range, increasing probabilities to get at least a bit of a bounce. Now, generally, a minimum target would be the 382, right? After the new low, which is not yet touched after the new low, 3.24 would be generally then minimum once you start bottoming and looking for a bit of a retracement. But yeah, just due to the 886 touch, probabilities would be higher to still take out these highs at some stage, because the 886 is very rare for a 2, more common for a wave B or an X, increasing probabilities that this is corrective. Do I have horizontal support and resistance here? Yeah, so the final weekly and the value area low acted as support. The rest was just nada. Okay, 38. Yeah, maybe one more. Wait, oh, Daywalt, yeah. Oh, I can't keep up. Sol, I'd probably be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I would agree. Elo Bear, 1, 2. I actually think I have this on my chart as well. I'm not sure about this C wave in the 4 because the 618 was touched here. So there might be another structure going on. 1, 2. I maybe have this as another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. But at least another, the last leg up 5 would be something I would keep an eye on. Swagger, this is, I don't know what chart this is because it's not written here. 22. But just from an Elliott Wave point of view, we have a WXY down. That's probably the all-time low. Then you move up. Wait. Oh, I analyzed this chart at the beginning of the live stream. Wait, this was AVAX, no? Yeah, I think it's AVAX. So check the beginning of the live stream. I analyzed this one. But you have your 1, A, B, C. Yeah, so the C here is a little tricky with a 618 touch, but we may have to accept it due to the fact that other structures are tricky. But then you have a flat W, X, maybe an A, B, C, and a Y. Yeah, that's your alternative 2, or for the bulls, 1, 2 up. Your most bullish scenario is that this is just A, B, C finished, and then up you go without creating another low. So those are your basically 2 options, both cases bullish. The price here almost touched the 886, which does increase probabilities to still take the highs and that this is corrective, but it just missed out though. And then of course invalidation is the low. Daywalt, the memes, FLOKI. I think I saw this somewhere. This is a linear chart, not the log chart, but I can see still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not sure how deep 4 is, if it touched the 618 or not, but it looks like a 5-wave structure, right? So it makes sense. Get a wave A, get a wave B, get a wave C. Wave C retrace to the price action of wave 2. Corrections like to retrace to either wave 4 or 2 of a lower degree. So that would make sense. And then, of course, locally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correction took out the high. Price is increasing, probably volume. Yeah, volume is peaking. So, yeah, there's definitely potential here for a double 1, 2. Wave 1, 2. Get another wave 1 and then another 2. You got a couple of 1, 2s in this wave 1. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Start the wave 3. Then get 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Finish wave 1, which could be a lower high. Maybe you do take out the high, who knows? But another 1, then get a 2 and then up. Is that wave 2 going to be the bear market? I mean, likely, if we think about this is a 1-day chart. So how many days do we have? No? So maybe this wave 1 goes a little bit further, takes out the all-time high, creates a double 1, 2 with a higher high, retrace into bear market, start wave 3 in the next cycle. Yeah. FLOKI, yeah, very interesting. Looks good, no? Looks good. Invalidation is very easy as well. TAO did it quick, more for education. Odin. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, Question mark. Yeah, this one is getting quite long, no? Quite a long range by now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4. I mean, this range, I don't know what the time is, FIB time, of course. We are on TAO. I just don't really have the time anymore to really go in detail now. But if all of this is 4, it would be very long. So alternatively, your 3 goes there. This 4 goes there. And that where 3, that's 5. Of course, your 4 is shorter than your 2. ABCDE is only used for triangles, which we don't have here because of C taking A and E taking E. So this would need to be either a zigzag or a double zigzag, which is labeled just labeling, just labeling different. 1 flatten 2 would probably move green 1 to the left. Flatten a 2. It does take out the high, so there is a bit of a 5 waver. I'm not sure if it took out that low though. Might be a higher low. So yeah, but this looks very, very long for everything to be 4. And truncations are very rare, so I don't really like to put away 5 at this high because it would be a truncation, no? Yeah, it would be a truncation. So I would probably prefer putting 5 at the 3, count this as a corrective range, and then start a new structure. Because of the size. More crypto. Elliott by is old and Elliott Wave has advanced. While the rules and guidelines in Elliott Waves have been the same since almost like 100 years, a century. And they work. I mean, the official rules and guidelines, right, remain unchanged. Yeah, sometimes a new structure is found, like a diagonal by Frost and Prechter was added to Elliott Waves. But the official rules and guidelines that were there since the start rarely ever get changed. I mean, the rules are still the rules as they were. Most of the guidelines are still the same. So it doesn't make sense to... What does he say? I don't really have time to play the video, but he says it's old and Elliott. Yeah, so I would disagree. I mean, I would disagree. Yeah, there are sometimes new structures that might be added, but that's incredibly rare. Last time was the diagonals, right? And I think one of the most recent editions talks about the new diagonals where 1 and 4 do not have to overlap. So that rule or requirement changed to a guideline. But if I look at the chart of Ben here, of course, with all respect, right? I mean, Ben, I mean, it's impressive. He's at 300K subs. I mean, we can all dream of it. But that is, I think, mainly due to the simplicity, not necessarily correct Elliott waves. In my honest opinion, as very often there are mistakes. But people that don't know enough about Elliott waves won't notice. So here in this move to the upside, I don't need to watch the video because this doesn't work. It's invalid. You can't count an impulse up here. Diagonal is very low probabilities. Impulse doesn't work because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 is a 3 waiver in this scenario. There's overlap here, so you cannot count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 due to the overlap locally. So 3 has to be a 3 waiver, not allowed in an impulse. If you count this as a wave 1, a 2, and then another 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. There's overlap between your lower degree 1 and 4, invalidating an impulse. If we think about diagonals here, then your wave 1 and 4 are not overlapping, which immediately means low probabilities, because even though the rule changed to a guideline, it's still rare. It lowers probabilities. 1 and 4 are not overlapping. Wave 3 is over 6 times the size of wave 1. I know this because I checked it earlier today. Which also, from a ratio perspective, doesn't make sense for a diagonal. So this move up has higher probabilities to be corrective than impulsive. And even if price would maybe bounce in this orange box and move up, the count would be incorrect in my personal opinion. So, guys, I have to move. I literally gotta run literally to the meeting that I have. I already did sports today. But on ICP, short thought. Not too great. This structure, I can't go in detail. That's for next time. Very tricky to count this as a motive wave structure, right? Of this low, this move up. Can't actually counted as a diagonal, nor as a nice impulsive structure, because over here we took the low. So, I mean, at the moment, I would argue this is corrective, not impulsive, compared to it being a motive wave structure. So there's potential to maybe take the lows again, or we just wait and continue the range. I think I had an idea of maybe counting a W, X, and a Y or something, but then it's still a bigger corrective structure, not a motive wave structure. So higher probability at the moment, this looks corrective. But as per the previous video that I did on ICP, I said this might be another wave 4 for a final 5. At the moment, it looks a bit tricky here. I was in a long on ICP, but I closed in profits because I can better allocate my money. I was in a futures trade somewhere else. And I keep observing this because I am willing to re-enter, but I need to see strength, which at the moment I don't see, because it's very tricky to count this as a motive wave structure. Yeah. I gotta do this another time in detail, so I can analyze this in detail with everyone watching. But I mean I gotta go, yo. Okay, I can't go in the settings and raid and stuff. I literally go out, put on my shoes, and out I go. So, thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate all the shared stuff. I'll remove or at least privatize the channel in Discord and either launch it next time, or we can do this more often, giving feedback on charts, which is fun, checking alts as well. But thanks everyone for being here. And I'll see you again next time.